For nearly 200 years, one nation lived under foreign rule, a story that ran from quiet trade to a hard-won fight for freedom. It began around 1600 when the British East India Company arrived, seeking spices and silk, slowly turning trade into political power. In 1757, at the Battle of Plassey, the company defeated Bengal's ruler, Siraj-ud-Dowla, and began governing Indian land directly. Company policies helped trigger the Bengal famine of 1770, killing millions, even as its profits kept growing. Heavy taxes and harsh land policies spread resentment across soldiers, farmers, and local rulers throughout company-held territory. In 1857, soldiers in Meerut rose up in revolt, refusing new rifle cartridges and rejecting British command. The uprising spread swiftly to Delhi, Kanpur, and Lucknow as leaders like Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi took up arms. Soldier Mangal Pandey and the aging Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar became symbols of resistance during the uprising's fierce months. The British crushed the revolt by year's end. In 1858, the Crown took direct control, beginning the British Raj. For decades after, educated Indians grew frustrated, watching the nation's wealth flow to Britain while poverty deepened at home. In 1885, the Indian National Congress was founded by leaders including Alan Octavian Hume and Dadabhai Nauroji, giving the struggle its first organized voice. In 1905, the British divided Bengal to weaken unity. Instead, it ignited the Swadeshi movement of boycott and homemade goods. In 1906, the All India Muslim League was founded, giving voice to a separate political current within the freedom movement. Leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak pushed for a bolder path, declaring, "Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it." In 1915, Mohandas Gandhi returned from South Africa, bringing a new method of resistance, non-violent satyagraha. Gandhi tested satyagraha in Champaran and Kheda, standing beside farmers crushed by unfair taxes and forced indigo cultivation. In 1919, the Revolt Act let British authorities jail protesters without trial, deepening anger across the country. That same year, troops opened fire on an unarmed crowd at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar, shocking the nation. Gandhi answered by launching the non-cooperation movement, urging Indians to boycott British schools, courts, and goods. Violence at Chauri Chaura in 1922 led Gandhi to call off the movement, prioritizing non-violence above all. In 1927, the All-British Simon Commission arrived to review reforms, met everywhere by cries of "Simon, go back!" In 1929, under Jawaharlal Nehru's presidency, Congress declared Purna Swaraj, complete independence, at its Lahore session. On January 26, 1930, Indians across the country pledged themselves to full independence for the very first time. In March 1930, Gandhi led a march of 240 miles to Dandi, defying British law by making salt from the sea. At the shoreline, Gandhi bent down and lifted a handful of salt, a small act that broke an unjust law and ignited a movement. The Salt March ignited the civil disobedience movement as thousands broke unjust laws and filled British jails nationwide. Round-table conferences in London tried to negotiate change following the Gandhi-Irwin Pact of 1931, but real power stayed British. That same year, revolutionaries Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, and Sukhdev were executed, becoming lasting symbols of sacrifice for freedom. In 1932, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Gandhi signed the Pune Pact, shaping representation for India's most marginalized communities. The Government of India Act of 1935 introduced provincial self-rule, a limited step that still fell short of full freedom. When World War II began in 1939, India was drawn into the fight without its consent, deepening calls for freedom. In August 1942, Gandhi launched the Quit India movement, demanding immediate British withdrawal with the cry, "Do or die." Far from home, Subhas Chandra Bose raised the Indian National Army, declaring, "Give me blood and I will give you freedom." When captured INA soldiers faced trial in 1945, public outrage united Indians across religious and political lines. By 1946, a Royal Indian Navy mutiny showed that British authority over India was rapidly crumbling. As independence neared, tensions rose sharply, and in 1947, Lord Mountbatten proposed dividing the country in two. The Radcliffe Line drew new borders overnight, and millions of families began an uncertain, sorrowful journey across them. At midnight on August 15, 1947, Jawaharlal Nehru declared India's long-awaited tryst with destiny had arrived. Across the country, the tricolour rose over free Indian soil for the first time, met with tears of joy and remembrance. 200 years of struggle, sacrifice, and countless voices led to this moment, the beginning of an independent nation's story.